This video is brought to you by the Raven Space Patreon page. Without your help, we cannot do any of the cool things we do, so Patreon allows you to support us and support independent media. And when you support us, we support you by giving you early access to videos, special giveaways, and even Ravens tickets. So check out the Raven Space Patreon and support today. Welcome to the Raven Space on YouTube. My name is Jason, and this is Raven Space Daily, where we give you Baltimore Ravens news every single weekday. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. We have 3 great news stories for you guys. But first, I want to say please subscribe to the Raven Space on YouTube if you're not yet subscribed. Also, a special shout out to our Patreon subscribers, because without you guys, none of this is possible. You guys are the lifeblood of the Raven Space, so thank you very, very much. Now we're going to hop into the first topic of the day, which talks about Josh Woodrom and Mizzell being cut on cut down day and picked up by different teams. So if you guys did not hear the news, unfortunately, Josh Woodrom and Mizzell were part of that group that always gets cut, that sad group that you guys see on the different sites and shows like HBO and stuff like that. So this cut down day happened, and unfortunately, Woodrom and Mizzell could not make the team. However, before they were able to clear the waiver wire and be put on the practice squad, the Browns picked up Woodrom and the Bears picked up Mizzell. Now, this sucks because both of these players had great potential, in my opinion. Woodrom, even though he wasn't starting quarterback potential, I think that he could have been a good backup. He could have learned. He's one of those players that are happy to play the game. And I don't think that Ryan Mallett's like that. I don't think Ryan Mallett is happy to play the game. I think Ryan Mallett wants to be the starter, and he's, and I think that Woodrom would have sat in that backup role for a couple of more years. And I thought that would have been helpful for the Ravens now into the future. Mizzell, again, a player that flashes, has incredible potential. In my opinion, is ready to be a running back in this league. He just needs a little bit more time, a little bit more work. And I thought the Ravens was the best place for that to happen. Of course, that is not going to happen, because these players are no longer a part of the Baltimore Ravens organization. So again, super sad. Let me know in the comments below, which one do you regret more? Did you want to see Woodrom here as a backup, or did you want to see Mizzell possibly getting some reps in the regular season? Let me know. Both situations are sad. In my opinion, I thought that Woodrom as a quarterback, again, quarterback's the most important position, I thought he had a chance to really grow under Joe Flacco. And with the very talented receiver set that we now have in Baltimore. So that's my opinion, but you guys let me know in the comments below. And now we're going to move on to the second topic of the day. And this topic talks about the 2 offensive linemen that the Ravens traded for. And they're Tony Bergstrom and Luke Bowanko. And so I am super happy about this. Another veteran move by Ozzie Newsome. Will these players start day 1? Of course not. Are these players necessarily even better than the players that we have on our roster? Probably not. Neither of these players are starters, really. But what this does is it gives you added depth, because in this season, especially with the Baltimore Ravens, injuries are bound to happen. And now I don't feel like there's a giant drop-off. For example, you guys at home, tell me, James Hurst, who's behind James Hurst? No one knows. I know. But the point is that they can't play. They are not ready to play in the NFL. But getting these 2 guys, who I think are ready to be backups in the NFL, just makes your depth so much better. I'm so happy about that. Now the Ravens have room for error. Let's say they get Jensen wrong, and Jensen's really a guard, right? Well, now you move Jensen to guard, and now you got another person to come in and play center. Let's say you get Hurst wrong, and Hurst just can't play. Well, now you plug in someone like Bowanko, who can go and help you guys out. So I'm super excited about this move. One of the best moves of the offseason, in my opinion, from just a depth perspective. You had a lot of good undrafted free agents, but there's nothing like getting a player who's been in several practices and who's played in games in order to come and back someone up. So super happy about that, super excited about that. And though I do not think that these players will start, I think James Hurst better be playing the best he can if he wants to keep his job, because I think these guys are hungry and ready to get that job. So again, good news, good move by Ozzie. Now the depth on the line is better, so kudos to the Ravens for making this move. And you guys let me know what you think in the comments below. Was this a good move? I think it was, but again, your opinion matters just as much as anyone's, so please let me know in the comments below. Now we're going to move on to the third topic, and it talks about key players returning for the Baltimore Ravens. More good news. Joe Flacco, Brashard Perriman, Ronnie Stanley all return to practice. This is good news because now they have a chance to make impact plays for the Baltimore Ravens, and I'm so happy about this. We knew after watching Ryan Mallett that we cannot win without Joe Flacco. And even though Joe Flacco's not the greatest quarterback in the world, the Ravens need him more. He's more valuable to the Ravens than other quarterbacks. Maybe even Tom Brady, who, if Tom Brady went out, you still have two good backups, in my opinion, that can get you to 500 before Tom Brady comes back in. In my opinion, Ryan Mallett could not get us to 500. I would be surprised if we won a game the way Ryan Mallett was playing in the preseason, if he played that way into this season. So I'm super excited that the Ravens finally have some depth now, because they have Ryan Mallett in the back, and now Joe Flacco is back. You also have Perriman returning. You have Woodhead returning. Ronnie Stanley returning. All these players returning that can help make an impact for the Baltimore Ravens. I'm so happy about that. I think that with all these pieces, this is how the Ravens can be good. If their offense can score 21 points a game, we win almost every game. The defense is that good. So Joe Flacco, Brashard Perriman, Ronnie Stanley, Danny Woodhead, being able to gel with everyone else there is going to be awesome. It's going to be great, and I'm super excited to see what happens. Hopefully we all stay healthy until game 1 and beyond. But right now we are winning because we have our star quarterback back. So super happy about that. You guys let me know in the comments below. How do you feel? Are you most excited to see Flacco, Perriman, Woodhead even? Let me know in the comments below. And like we do at the end of every episode, we go to our mailbag question. If you want to send in a question, please send it to mailbag@theravenspace.com. And this question comes from Anthony. And Anthony asks, with the poor play from Mallett in preseason and Flacco's average play this past couple of seasons, do you think the Ravens should draft a quarterback in the 1st or 2nd round in next year's draft? So thank you so much for your question, Anthony. And my answer is no. And it's so simple. I think that Joe Flacco has 4 more years left, at least, right? I don't know if he'll play past that, but at least 4, in my opinion. So with the talent that the Ravens have, the talent is, though we have young players on defense, we are much older than a team whose Super Bowl window is open. And I say, if you want to really make Joe Flacco worth all his meat, you put the things behind him and you go. We know Joe Flacco is best when he has tools. The Ravens are honestly missing maybe 1 tight end or 2 offensive linemen from being an elite team. Defense we have covered. Offense, we have the receivers. If we believe in Joe Flacco, we have Joe. We have 2 centerpiece offensive linemen and Ronnie Stanley and Marshall Yonder. So 2 more offensive linemen, maybe 1 more, maybe a great running back, and definitely a tight end. Then the Ravens are, in my opinion, Super Bowl contenders. So it's important that you don't try to forego the present to get to the future. And by doing that, if you're going to say, hey, we don't think this guy can win, we need to get another quarterback for the future, I don't know if that's the thing you want to say to your team. How are you going to tell Terrell Suggs that, right? Who is an older veteran, right? When Ray Lewis was here, you know, it's hard to go through a rebuild when you're an older player. And Ray Lewis wasn't going to take that answer, and I don't think Terrell Suggs would either. And so I think what you do is you keep on trying to build. When your quarterback is done, then your quarterback is done, but you don't forego your quarterback in order to, you know, be in the playoffs in the future, because it's not about making it to the playoffs, it's about winning the championship. And again, the ring is the thing, and you guys know that, they know that, John Harbaugh knows that, we all know that. So I do not think that they'll go get a quarterback in the 1st, 2nd round. Maybe the late rounds they'll go grab a quarterback they believe in, but I don't think it will happen that early. And also, the talent of the quarterbacks coming in next year is so great that I believe that most of the quarterbacks that you even want will be going way before the Ravens pick. So that's what I have to say. So thank you guys so much for watching. That is the end of the episode. Again, please subscribe to the Ravens Space on YouTube if you're not yet subscribed for the best Baltimore Ravens content on the internet. Also, check out our Patreon page where you guys can help support independent media. It's in the description below. Check it out. Also, follow us on different social media. And if you want to help us and support us by buying a t-shirt, check this one out right here in the Raven Space t-shirt store. It's in the description below as well. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you here tomorrow, and go Ravens.